Well, what did they announce after that? After that was the
Elden
third party, the third party shit show.
I think let's go ahead and like I don't care about most of this.
I didn't
thought it
even
was
get to
funny
see
that
most of it because it was frozen.
I thought it was funny Daemon X Machina got a sequel.
Oh yeah, I forgot that game existed until
Yeah,
the logo
no one
showed
played
up.
it. I remember I downloaded the demo and I was like, this isn't fun. I'm not buying this.
Oh,
I forgot about the 007 announcement already. They talked about that too.
who cares? That's
Let's the first thing they show is Elden Ring, and I think that's
Yeah.
important. And then
It
let's,
is
let's do
important.
Elden Ring and what is it? Dusk Blood or
Let's just do all of them. Let's just talk about the whole fucking.
sure.
shebang.
Let's do third parties.
Okay. Do you want to
Let's do
lead?
third. I think we're already in it.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
Nintendo had a huge chunk of the direct that put everybody to sleep, in part because it froze and we couldn't fucking see it. But we were all just like, okay, what's the next game? All these games already exist. Sure, they're getting ported to the Switch, but it's not 2017. We don't need their validation anymore. So who the fuck cares?
Yeah, it mattered when it was the Switch 1 because everyone abandoned them for the Wii U.
Exactly.
But they've already been here for a while, so I mean, we're all expecting any game that can be ported will be ported because it's free
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
Like Elden Ring, first game they show, are you going to rebuy it?
You know what? I might. It doesn't look very good, like graphically. But here's, we've been toting this for a while over waiting for Nintendo. We have been very clear that From Software is going to be in the picture, and they were in it twice today.
Sure.
Yeah. I think the thing is, like, I already have a whole nother playthrough that I've started on my Series X.
Yeah.
But like,
I've already bought this game twice. I'm not going to buy it a third time.
I might. I wish that the DLC was baked in. I'll say that.
Is it not?
They didn't.
They
Maybe
didn't show it. I wasn't paying. I wasn't paying close enough attention.
They
But I
didn't
would've
show
just
anything from the DLC, and they it's like the tarnished edition. But
I
they
feel
don't-
like it would be. I feel like it just would be.
I don't think so because that just came out and it's $40.
I mean, it's like a year old. By the time this comes out, it'll be like a year and a half, 2 years old. So I don't know.
I would be pleasantly surprised, but I kind of expect it to come.
But if they
at some
charge,
point.
if they charge 80 for this like Switch port, I could see the DLC being in there.
If they charged more, sure.
Like I don't think it's gonna be 60.
Oh, I think this is going to be 60.
Well, maybe we'll see. We'll see if the third parties jack their prices up too. They
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
will.
we should. That's an interesting thing. That would be. And well, the thing about this is though, like, this is probably is this. I don't think this is launch, right?
No.
So if I get the Switch 2 and I'm just like really digging it, like I just like it, I'm
Yeah.
probably going to find myself picking up this game just because, like, sure, I'll take it. Maybe it'll increase the chances of them porting the Dark Souls trilogy, which I would care way more about. But
Yeah, I'd care more about that too.
yeah.
Honestly, the thought of starting a new Elden Ring save makes me kind of nauseous, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, and it's partially just because of it's so wide open, it's so huge.
To me, that's a once in a lifetime game. I don't want to do 2 playthroughs.
It's it's funny. It kind of Breath of the Wild has a little bit in common with that, and that like your first playthrough is always going to be the most magical.
Yeah, exactly.
So they show Hades 2 after this, which is like okay, makes sense.
Do you care about Hades? Do you play Hades?
I didn't play Hades. I didn't just because like I was still playing Binding of Isaac. I just didn't have a need for it.
Okay.
Then we've
This
got
is
Capcom.
Hades. Hades was the game that I think just finalized. I don't like roguelikes.
Okay.
I got it, didn't like it, and I'm like, I just don't like this genre.
I'm not in love with the art style, honestly, and that's coming from someone who's like, I love ancient Greek and Roman stuff.
Yeah, I think the game looks good. I just, I did a couple loops, and I'm like, nah, not for me.
Notably absent was Monster Hunter Wilds. I kind of expected to see it, and because it just came out, and I was thinking maybe when the Switch 2 came out, it would come with that since it just came out. They're friends. They did release Street Fighter 6. So that's something.
Yeah, I think this is about when the stream started to not go well. I don't think I saw this when it happened,
Really? Okay.
or maybe
Yeah,
I did. I don't remember.
Street Fighter 6, and I think Capcom has one more game. Maybe not. I think maybe it's just Street Fighter 6 that they announced from Capcom. And right after that, they got into Daemon X Machina, a second one, which people really didn't play or care for the first one too much. So I think it's kind of surprising. This one kind of looked like, when I first saw it, I was thinking, is this a Monolith game? Because they kind of like, it kind of looks like X, honestly. The graphics are definitely
cool.
far improved from the first game. I'll say that.
I thought the first game looked cool too, and then I just didn't play it. But I also think this one looks cool, and I probably won't play it either.
Did you see the EA Sports stuff?
Yeah, I mean, they're like, oh, we're gonna bring FIFA and Madden. Probably in one of those fucking game cards with no data on it.
Now, Hogwarts Legacy is weird to me because Hogwarts Legacy just came out on Switch 1. And this
Well,
isn't
though,
like
you
an
skipped
enhanced
over,
version. This is just like a new game.
You skipped over the It Takes Two guys making some game.
Yeah, I
They're
saw
putting on
that
here.
game at the Game Awards. It didn't look very fun.
Oh,
to me.
they already showed it? Okay, I didn't realize
Split
that.
Fiction. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know that
we
was
could
already announced.
yeah, maybe we should say a tidbit about all of these, but personally, I don't really care too much about that game.
I'll probably buy Madden. If
Yeah,
for
I
what
mean,
it's
you
worth.
have to.
I mean,
It's
I
in
don't
the
buy
game.
I don't buy new Maddens every year. I usually get them a year or two later when they're cheap as hell.
Yeah.
The only reason I have the newest Madden is because I made a video about the fucking Madden games.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Elden Ring was pretty hype. I think the next hype one was Tony Hawk. If we're talking hype
Yeah,
third parties.
I might get this on Switch now. I mean, as long as it's not more money, of course.
It looked good, and I thought it was cool they included a little SpongeBob thing.
Oh, I missed that. What do you mean SpongeBob
Yeah, they have
thing?
like a little, like a SpongeBob collab in the game. A few
In what-
moments
what
later, and then it shows them in a SpongeBob adjacent area.
I just like didn't even notice that at all. What?
Yep, I'm looking at it
man.
now.
A big bummer about this game, though, is like in a press release, they basically said that they're going to neuter 4. They're like, 4 is not actually going to be Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4.
Oh, that's
It's
too
just
bad.
going to be the courses of 4, but it's going to operate like 3. Do you know the differences between these games?
I haven't played 4. I only played like 2 and 3, and Underground.
4, yeah, 4, it doesn't have a story, but the missions are structured like they are in Underground, in that you talk to an NPC and they want you to do things, and then you do the things. But
Yeah.
they stated that in this remaster, that's not how it's going to work. It's going to work like in 3, where you're in a course and you get a time limit, and then you got to do like the objectives off a checklist.
You know, I just realized I don't even think I've seen Pro Skater 1. It's always just been 2, 3, and Underground for me.
Huh.
Never played
I
any of the more recent ones. Never played Skate.
Did you play the remaster of 1 and 2?
No.
Oh, okay. I played that. I don't think I've ever played 1 or 2 like in its natural state, but I played the remasters.
Yeah. Now, how
They're all
about
right. I
this
prefer
is something you
Underground.
might have a little bit more to offer on what did you think about the fact that Bravely Default's coming?
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna get it because it's one of the few games available at launch.
Now, this is one of the few games though that's the physical version's not real.
It's also only $40.
It's true. It's only $40, but the game is not on the card.
I'm still probably gonna buy it just cause.
Physical
Just-
or
Yeah,
physical
physical.
still? Yeah.
Yeah, just to get it. You know.
Yeah.
I want the case. I want to see the card. I gotta taste the card. You know.
Yeah, true. I wonder, they didn't really confirm if they were still going to taste bad, right?
Yeah, it's the first possible time I could have a tactile experience with the new card. So I feel like I kind of have to cop it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to buy Mario Kart physical. I'm going to get the bundle. And then if you look at the launch games, it's slim. Like, there's not much else. Unless you want to physically buy Breath of the Wild again, which I don't.
You know, and again, we're recording this before the Treehouse stuff, so there's
Yeah.
potential they could ask, like, you know, add 1 or 2 launch games. We don't know.
I feel like they're not going to announce new games, but we are going to get a lot more details about the stuff they already announced.
I have always felt that way, but then almost every day they have a multiple day Treehouse. They almost always announce new games.
Didn't they announce the Advance Wars remake in one of those? Am I going crazy?
I don't think so. I thought that was
No,
that wasn't a
maybe not.
Nintendo Direct proper for sure.
Okay.
But
I
maybe
don't
they announced it was coming back after it was indefinitely delayed because of the war.
know. Something like that.
I know that Samus Returns though for 3DS was announced in a Treehouse, which is crazy.
Yeah. I'm sorry that wasn't in our top 12 3DS games lists.
I think Danny was upset about that.
I didn't play it. That's why it wasn't on mine.
Yeah. Yep, I
I'm
think
sure it's
Bravely
good.
Default though. Bravely Default's cool because it was one of those 3DS games that was like 3DS was just popping off for a while. It had so many cool and unique games.
Yeah. I just
And
didn't have time to get to it. Like, I bought it. I showed it. It's a game that I want to play.
This game did this game have a demo? I think.
Bravely Default?
Yeah, or no?
Perhaps. I'm not a demo person, so I don't
If
know.
it had a demo, I might have played it.
Okay.
But I never bought the game.
I
thought it
probably
looked
didn't.
really pretty though, like the towns that you would walk through and the way that they set it up in 3D.
Yeah. I mean, it's very reminiscent of like a Final Fantasy 2 or 3, like the OGs, not the Super Nintendo ones, the NES ones. That's like what they really leaned into. Especially
then-
3. It's basically just like if Final Fantasy 3 was a fucking series.
I've started Final Fantasy 3, but I stopped it.
Like the 3D remake.
No, like on my Famicom.
Oh, like the actual, just like old ass, like not even in English, just playing Japanese.
And like no, I had a patch for this one, and it was like you
Okay.
start out and you're just like 4 little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool opening. What
Yeah.
are you, like an onion knight or something?
Yeah,
is
that's
your
what they're
class?
called.
Yeah, like I really wanted to keep playing. I thought the game looked really good for the Famicom,
Yeah.
like the way the water was moving and stuff.
I think it is far and away the best NES Final Fantasy game.
That's a hot take.
It's not a hot take. I think everybody agrees with me there.
No one's even played that game, man.
Okay, you're probably right.
Yeah, no one's even played that game.
Well, I played the 3D version first. I played through that, like went on. It was like when it came out on DS. It was like one of the first DS games I got, and I played
Yeah.
through it there. Brutally difficult game when you're 11 years old, by the way.
I'm sure.
Even the 3D, even the DS version, which is a little easier, it's still brutally difficult for an 11-year-old. But then later, like as a late teen, I played through a translated like NES one, and it's a solid game.
Yeah.
In fact, I like it more now than I like 4, or probably even 5. So
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
are you a Yakuza guy? Do you care about that?
no. I mean, I've dabbled, but I can't call myself like a fan.
I've been meaning to get into this for a while, but this isn't how I plan to do it. So
You missed your boat because they used to all be on Game Pass, and very recently they were mostly taken away.
okay, we see Hyrule Warriors here.
Yeah, what do you think of Hyrule
this
Warriors?
is easily the worst Hyrule Warriors.
I mean, they're all the worst Hyrule Warriors.
It's just like you're playing these absolute clown characters from Tears of the Kingdom, like that nobody likes or cares about, and everyone makes fun of, even people who like the game. And it's
Hyrule
just
Warriors was a worthy experiment the first time, but making it into a series, like, no, stop it. Stop it
Yeah.
already.
Now, there's an announcement we should probably talk about separately here first, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit over that. Deltarune, Borderlands
Oh.
4, Civ 6.
Got nothing to
Civ
say about
7,
Deltarune?
actually. Huh?
Nothing to say about Deltarune?
I mean, I'm just naming a few of these real quick because like
Yeah.
we're skipping over a big announcement that's going to be a separate segment.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
But I mean,
like,
Deltarune's big because there's only 2 chapters out, and they've announced here that there's going to be 2 more. The game is essentially doubling in size
yeah,
for the Switch, like on launch day, I think.
yeah. Now
That's big.
that is big, along with Silk Song, hilariously mentioned for 2025, just in a sizzle reel.
You know the thing about Silk Song is I hear everybody going crazy about it, and I feel like I've heard too many people mention it for me to go, I don't know what that is, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask.
Oh, do you actually not know?
Is it connected to Hollow Knight or something?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know.
It's Hollow Knight, but it follows a different character named Hornet
Okay.
instead of Hollow Knight.
All right.
That's it. It's like a unofficial sequel, but it plays a little
Apparently
differently.
it's been in development hell or something, and that's why everybody's memeing it.
Yeah, it just hasn't come out in forever. You know what I think it actually is I think that the developers are just kind of like, this is a tough game to release because Hollow Knight, like for what it is practically perfect. Like
Sure.
it's so well paced, so well received, and like
What
for
would make this What would make this alternate version so much different?
Well, it's the movement. So it's the movement
Okay.
and the way that you attack and interact with enemies. Um,
Because the way
Hollow
you've
Knight, you have a
described it,
nail. Hollow Knight, your weapon's a nail.
you just make it sound like it's basically playing through Symphony of the Night as Richter after you beat the game. That's all you've they're like, okay, why is that taking so long? You just play as a different character?
Well, I think that they realize they want it to be really good, and I think that they're having trouble because the first one was so good.
Okay.
But like this one will play actually a lot differently because your nail is basically just a forward slash. That's all it does, or downward or upward. But it's just like
Yeah.
and you use a needle and a thread with Hornet, and so like there's like you can latch onto the walls. You can do all this
Okay.
crazy shit that you
Interesting.
could not do. So it's like physically like it's still going to be like a Metroid like.
It
But it's
sounds
gonna-
like you're playing Sonic 3 with Knuckles.
Actually, that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah. That's what it sounds
I
like
don't
to
know.
me.
I've never played Sonic 3 plus Knuckles.
Oh. Dang.
Yeah. But then,
Well, it's
you
just
know,
introducing a new character with a new move set that kind of breaks the game, but it's still
Yeah.
kind of fun. Yeah.
yeah, well, I think this is not going to be broken. The game will not be broken. You see, I got a little more action than you because, like, my thing started crapping out around the time they started talking about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, when was that? I'm skimming through. Oh, you're right. That is when. No, because it was when this Survival Kids was up.
Yeah, the Survival Kids thing is when
That's
it
when it
started,
froze.
and I came back after listening for a while because I heard them talk about Final Fantasy VII, listening when it was still messing up, and that's when I decided to switch streams.
Okay. I did not switch streams because I wanted to embrace the chaos, as it were. I wanted to live in the chaos.
Yeah,
I'll figure
I
out the
respect
announcements
it.
later.
you know.
So yeah, they announced 7 Remake and I missed it, and it is the first one. I had to look at the footage again because they only showed Midgar shit. They don't show anything after that. So
Yeah.
it has to be I can never keep the names of the fucking games straight. So the first one is called Remake, and then when they put it out on PS5, they added Intergrade to the title, and that's
Yeah,
when they
because
added
that comes
Yuffie.
with like the DLC for the remake.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it doesn't have like the second game.
They added Yuffie, and I think that's the difference with Intergrade.
You
And
know what's
then
kind of
what's the second one called?
it's oh yeah, what is that? Rebirth.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I will never remember those names.
I
Just
think it's
won't
funny looking here. Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer.
Oh, yeah. The fact they snuck that in.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, all right, an arcade remaster
Just
for
kind
Ridge
of like
Racer.
that
I mean,
really
cool.
got a second
Yeah.
of time in this.
But like after Cyberpunk, honestly, I might get it on Switch as an excuse to try and play through it again.
You see, I never played it because I really didn't have any interest in
Here,
it.
I got caught up in the hype cycle, and then it came out and it was riddled with bugs and stuff. But I got it like day one and I played it, and the opening few hours of that game were some of the best like video game I've ever played in my life. It was
Okay.
incredible. It was a sublime like storytelling just in a game. Just the way like everything just melds together, and it ends
Probably
with
helps
like
that
a
it's
tragic.
based off of a book, then, right?
I don't know. I don't really know the lore that well.
Okay.
I guess. But anyway, I was so impressed with the opening that I just, I really wanted to love the game, but then after that it just like didn't kind of grab me at all. I just keep bouncing off it. I've given it like 4 different chances. I bought the game twice. Like I bought it the PS4 and the PS5 version. So like
It was a disaster at launch for consoles.
well, I mean, it worked on mine because I had a PS5.
There you go.
You know what's really funny? One of the funniest things, like one of the patches they did to try and fix the game, they took out traffic. When you're in a car, when the game came out, it was like GTA and there were other cars and you were swerving in and out. And then one day, like it was after I stopped playing for like a month or something, I came back and I'm like, all right, let's give it another chance. I get in a car and I'm like, that's strange. It seems a little empty today. What's going on? And then I look up what they changed in the patch and I'm like, oh, they fucking removed all the other cars from the road? Are you kidding me?
Did it come back?
I think the PS5 version there are cars again, but
That seems bad.
yeah, but like in the PS4 version, it's like, no, they just got rid of the cars. That was like, they couldn't handle all that stuff going on. So that was just an easy thing. They're like, all right, get rid of them.
Dang, all right.
Even if you're playing on a PS5 where the performance was never an issue, it's
Yeah.
still, nah, just get rid of it. Whatever.
Woof.
Fuck you.
Well-
it's very funny that they just like flipped the fucking car switch.
I
to
think
try
there's one more big game, and it's the Duskbloods.
Yeah, I mean, this was hype in the moment. Like when I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, Bloodborne? Yes, Bloodborne. Yeah, Bloodborne 2. Yeah. Oh, I guess it's something new. And it's like, oh yeah, but it's still like a brand new exclusive to Nintendo FromSoft IP.
Yeah.
And then it comes out after that it's fucking multiplayer PvP bullshit, and I don't care anymore.
It's peak From Slop, for real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't care.
it's like it's kind of just like Nintendo approached From Software and we're like, we want a game, and we want it from Miyazaki, and here's what we're willing to pay. And they're
Yeah.
like, Nintendo, that's too little. and they're like, okay, all right, what's the actual bare minimum that we can spend to get Miyazaki's name attached to a project? And they said the amount, and then Nintendo were like, okay, what if we just did like maybe like $1 million or so yen below that? And they're like, we're tired of talking, fine. And that's how we ended up with this game. It's it looks cheap, man. It looks
Yeah.
so inexpensive. And like, you know what? It reminds me a little of Devil's Third.
Oh, really? It's
just
not
in
going
the
to
way-
be a Devil's Third type disaster, though.
I know, it's just kind of like with this and Night Rain coming out at the same time, looking like low-key the same game, just with like different recycled
Yeah.
assets, is not a good look for From Software.
No.
Like maybe they're just trying to make some money and fund some big cool project they're doing, but I look
They
at this and I'm
probably
just kind of like,
They probably.
yeah.
I mean, I like the aesthetics. I mean, the fact that it just looks like Bloodborne, it's cool. But
I was never really into the Bloodborne aesthetic.
if you played through the game, you would be.
Probably, you're probably right. Because, like, for example, Hollow Knight, I really didn't like the way it looked, and so I was resisting playing it for a while. But when I finally did, like, play
No,
I was like, okay, this game.
How
rules.
spoiled are you on what happens in Bloodborne?
Not at all.
You would, yeah, it goes places. You would love it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and exactly. I want to play it. It's just that it never came out on anything else, and I never got a PS4.
Yeah. Well,
I did borrow a PS3 to
You can-
play Demon Souls back in the day.
you can borrow my PS4 if it's that like big a thing. If
I might.
you're just like, hey, call me up anytime and be like, hey, it's time. I'm
It's-
gonna do it.
Jason, it's time.
It's
Yeah.
time. All right, yeah, just whenever. You just send me it's time, and that's it.
Okay.
Like the nostalgia critic in the hit film Kick-Assia, he just calls and goes, "It's time." And then
I
hangs up.
haven't seen that film.
It's pretty shallow and pedantic. If I do
That's
say
a
so myself.
highly lauded picture.
It's highly lauded by me and me alone.
Yeah. Shallow and pedantic.
I agree as well. Shallow and pedantic.